In today's video, we're going to be milling our opponent until they have 0 cards to win the game. With decks like Regidrago and Ancient Box that go through their deck really fast, this might be a really good deck to play right now. Let's take a look at the overall deck list. We have the Great Tusk. For 2 colorless energy, you get to mill 1 card from your opponent. But if you use the Ancient Supporter, you get to mill 4, which is why we're running 4 copies of Sada and 4 copies of Explorer Guidance. We also have Mawile to trap our opponent from retreating. Of course, Radiant Greninja is there for the draw support. We also have Tatsugiri in this deck for its effect that lets you look at the top 6 cards of your deck and choose 1 supporter. A really good way to get your Explorer Guidance or Professor Sada. And lastly, we have PTCG so we don't deck out with his effect. And the last card I want to mention is Neutralization Zone, the new A-Spec Stadium card that prevents all damage done from Pokemon V or Pokemon EX to any of your non-rule box Pokemon. Alright, let's get on to the gameplay on Pokemon TCG Live. Timestamp will be down below for all the matchups.
Alright, moving on to the first game. We click heads because we always choose head on this channel, like I always said. And we do want to go first. Personally, I do want to go first just to get that attachment, just in case you whiff it the second turn. You can't mill them. So we start out with Great Tusk and Tatsugiri. I think I'm putting Great Tusk first. I'm still deciding just because I don't have the rescue board to retreat the Tatsugiri. And this is a pre-recorded, so I'm just doing a voiceover after. I know we're going against Raging Bolt, which is not too bad of a matchup because they do go through their deck pretty quickly. So I put down the Tatsugiri just because I know Raging Bolt can knock us out turn 1, which I'm pretty scared, which is why I put the energy booster capsule. Hopefully they need 3 energies instead of 2, and we're hoping they're gonna whiff here. And I feel like Raging Bolt decks don't usually whiff the first turn attack. They're pretty consistent, especially if they get like a Squawk out. They got the Teal Mass Ogerpon, which they probably have a grass energy to draw more. Second nest ball, I'm guessing is gonna be a Squawk. Oh, another Teal Mass Ogerpon. All right, interesting play for sure. Maybe they already have Squawk in hand and they're just trying to get more cards, more energy. So we do have Tatsugiri, so that way we're not gonna lose completely. But we're down 1 energy. We don't have any energy in our discard pile to use Professor Sada, but we do have a Night Stretcher. And we have Explorer Guidance, so we can probably get like another double turbo and the emergency rescue board, hopefully. They're doing Ultra Ball, which I'm guessing is going to be a Squawk this time. Yes, there's a Squawk. The more they draw, the better for us, because they need 6 turns to win, and we have 6 turns to mill them out completely until they have 0 cards in their deck. So they Squawk. They're currently only at 35. I'm also constantly searching their discard pile to see if they have their Pokestop in there. I know most deck runs like 2 or 3, and we do have that Neutralization Zone Stadium card that I was talking about, which once we discard all their Stadium, we put that down and they can't even kill us. They would have to attack with like the 1 prize Shiny Shock if they're running it. So they're down at 33 cards. They're able to knock us out this turn though if they have the Sada, which I don't doubt that they don't have. Oh, they whiff. So they whiff the Sada. So we have 1 turn to do something, which is perfect. We got another Great Tusk. Since we already have the double turbo, and we don't even have energy to use Explorer Guidance anyways, to use Sada, so we're using Explorer Guidance to get more cards into our hand. And we haven't deck checked yet, so that's why I got the heavy ball here, just in case my other Great Tusk is prize. So let's see what our prize is. So it is Great Tusk and Radiant Greninja. Kind of sad we can't get a Radiant Greninja, but we're never taking prize, so we can only use a heavy ball once. So the Great Tusk I think is a better option here. That way we just keep chaining attack. So we're getting energy here just so we can start loading up for next turn, just in case. So we put the energy and then we mill for 4 since we use Explorer Guidance that turn. And we got rid of 1 Professor Sada, which is really good, and a Pokegear. We're trying to get rid of their Sadas, the Stadiums, just any important key pieces for them to win. But for sure this turn they can knock out the active Great Tusk. And it only takes them 2 energy. I believe they lost Vacuum Me last turn. I completely forgot or missed that. But yeah, we did have a capsule, but we do not have it anymore. But it is looking rough for us next turn. Like I said, we don't have a fighting energy in our discard pile to use Professor Sada. So we really need to top deck Explorer Guidance. Or actually, we can just always put up Tatsugiri in the active and then attach the fighting energy to retreat. That way we have fire energy in our discard pile and we can use Professor Sada. And yeah, I was looking at the Scovet because I was like, I didn't think Raging Bolt runs Scovet in the deck. But I guess the Scovet kind of helps against Mill. So they got their first prize. I chose to promote the Tatsugiri just so I can retreat with the fighting energy and then I can use Professor Sada. Of course, we're going to use the ability first to get a card that we need. Explorer's Guidance, pretty good. But we're going to attach to retreat here to use Professor Sada. And then we can also put down the other Great Tusk because we know for sure we're always going to get knocked out every turn. It's 140 is pretty good health, especially with the capsule would be 200, but Raging Bolt can just knock out whatever. So I'm deciding if I want to counter catcher up one of their Pokemon to reduce their energy count. They have to retreat. Make them waste more of their resources. It's always a good thing. So now we mill them for 4 since we use Professor Sada. I think I'm deciding. Am I using Earthen Vessel here? I got rid of the Forest Seal Stone. Okay, I'm just putting out my deck to try to get more supporter, ancient supporter. We just want to keep chaining this attack over and over again. So another Sada down. Very good, and more Pokegears down as well. And their superior energy retrieval. They only have 16 cards left, so each turn if we do 4, we only need 4 more turns to completely deck them out. Plus they're drawing every turn as well. So I think at this rate, it's a pretty good sign that we might be able to deck them out this game. Yep. They proceeded to keep drawing more. The only issue we have right now is Scovet will just discard the whole, or put their whole hand into the bottom of the deck and they draw 1. And they're pal padding, putting more resources back so they don't deck out. Still at 16 cards, and they have 8 cards in their deck, or in their hand. But each turn they have to use 2 energies. So they do have to use a lot of resources. What are they thinking here? Are they Scoveting this turn? I think they're just gonna Sada to try to keep more energy, lock and load it every turn. I feel like using Sada just for 1 feels kind of bad. But I guess they probably just drew into the nest ball to get another Raging Bolt. Ooh, maybe they're out of Raging Bolt and that's the only one. But they have a total of like 7 energy on board. Oh, they do have Raging Bolt. What are they doing? I feel like they're getting rid of so much resources and they're drawing more. I know they can still Scove it, but it's like you're wasting a lot of resources here. Choose to knock me out. All I need is 2 energy. Probably get rid of it from like the Grass Ogre Pond. And then we promote the Great Tusk. Good thing we have Pokegear here. We do need a Sada or a double turbo. So we got Night Stretcher. Not bad. So Pokegear for hopefully Sada. No Sada. So we have to use Explorer Guidance to try to get the double turbo energy. And we hit the double turbo. Very nice. And this is looking rough because we need either Explorer Guidance or that Great Tusk. But we do have Night Stretcher in hand. So Great Tusk might not be the option. I think it's better to get the Explorer Guidance. I chose to do the rescue board so I can put in the Tatsugiri. I guess that's our own Pokegear. We have to get Sada next turn, right? In order to mill them out, consistently chaining it. We pal pad the Sada and 1 Explorer. And now we mill for 4. We're like 2 turns away, guys. Unless they Scove it. Which I think they should this turn. Because if not, we're milling them. They're playing Slitherwind. Everyone in Raging Bolt has been playing the new Slitherwind just to counter with Iron Thorns. Wait, I don't even think that's the right Slitherwind though. I could be wrong though. Alright, they Scove it. So now they have a total of 10 cards in their deck. So we are about 3 turns away, but they do need 3 more prizes after this. It's not looking too bad for us, guys. Unless we whiff at the Tatsugiri right here. We need a Sada. A Sada. Oh, we got a double turbo, so we can get Sada or Explorer Guidance. So we hit the Sada, which is fine. But we still need to get another Great Tusk out. Can we draw into some way to get out Tusk? We cannot. But at least they need 3 energy next turn with this capsule. So not too bad. We need to hit a Night Stretcher. I believe we're out of Great Tusk. So right now they have 5 cards in deck and 3 cards in their hand. I'm pretty sure I'm checking for Great Tusk. Yeah, we're out of Great Tusk. They have 7 cards left. Even if they keep Scoviting, we can definitely win this if we hit a Night Stretcher. In Night Stretcher, we trust. Our Explorer Guidance. Explorer Guidance will definitely get us the Night Stretcher. Can we get it? We got an Earthen Vessel. That's not looking good. We need Explorer Guidance. We got both. Okay, we choose Explorer Guidance for sure. We need a Night Stretcher. We got both of them, but we have to get rid of a lot of supporter cards there. There's 2 and the Pal Pad. But this is good though, because we need exactly 2 turns. This turn and the next one. And then we also have Sada in hand. So we're in a good spot right now. Yep, let's get it back just in case he has like an Iono or something. And then we retreat to take 4 more cards from their deck. We're almost there, guys. And we have Sada next turn. We are so ready. Because I believe they're going to draw here. And even if they Skovet, we're still looking good. Yeah, I can't really math right now. Yeah, exactly 4 cards. And that's all we need to deck them out. All they can do is just knock me out. We promote the Great Tusk. And then we hit him with the Sada. And we have the energy in hand too. So we Sada for the 1 energy, draw 3. We put the fighting energy and we mill them for 4 cards. We finally got there. No more cards in their deck. Basically means they lost. Alright, moving on to the next game. Our opponent did the coin flip. They won, so they're deciding to see who goes first. And I get to go first. It doesn't really matter who goes first. I feel like this deck could go both ways. As long as you hit, if you're going second, as long as you hit the double turbo with the Explorer Guidance, you can most likely start milling them. But if you're going first, you get that extra turn to attach your energy. And they got a mulligan. It looks like they might be playing Ancient Box, which is, I think, a really good matchup for us. So let's see what we can do. It is an Ancient Box deck. 2 Great Tusks. We get our Nest Ball to get Greninja here. Because we have Earthen Vessel in hand, we can use that to get the energy to discard. That way, if we do hit a Sada next turn, we can just use that instead of the Explorer Guidance. We didn't hit a Sada. That's okay, though. We attached the energy for turn, and I think I'm trying to thin here. Yeah, just trying to get our Great Tusk out. We know Ancient Box doesn't really have that much of a gusting option. Some lists runs Prime Catcher, but I think they only run like 1 boss and a bunch of Counter Catcher. But we're not taking any prizes, so we're not afraid. So the good thing about going against Ancient Box is they have to try to dump all their Asian cards into the discard pile. And that way, they're basically getting rid of their own deck for us. For example, they used the Pokestop. They're already down to 42 cards. And that's actually been a long time since I've seen people run Koraidon in the Ancient Box list. Just because there's 2 energy to retreat. So at the moment, I don't think, even if he used Sada, there's no way for him to retreat this to try to attack this turn. So we have 1 extra turn. And they're using Secret Box. They're getting rid of a lot of resources. But they can Sada since they put the energy in the discard pile. Oh, I guess you can just attack with Koraidon for 1 fighting energy and one colorless, which I'm guessing this is this version. Yeah, it's not like the straight just Baby Moon attacker. This has Koraidon and Roaring Moon. So they choose the Sada, which I'm pretty sure they're putting the dark energy in the Koraidon. Oh no, the fighting energy. My bad. And then they have energy in hand. But they can only do, I believe, 30 damage for each ancient Pokemon. So they're gonna try to load up more Roaring Moons in the bench. But eventually they have to retreat this, because Koraidon doesn't do that much damage, especially if I have an ancient booster capsule. It takes them 2 turns, and by that time they're already like halfway down through their deck, and they're using Greninja. So Raiding Greninja is a really good card to try to trap your opponent using Mawile if you cannot mill them out. Yeah, they only did 60 damage. So right now we can explore Guidance to try to get a energy or just anything else, because we do have Night Stretcher, but sometimes we like to save the Night Stretcher since we're only running 4 Iron Tusk. Night Stretcher is a way to get it back. I'm running like 4 Night Stretcher, I believe. But we did get rid of 1. So I'm using one of them right now to get the energy, which is kind of not the best resource management, but I'm not too afraid against Ancient Box just because I know they're milling themselves out basically. We got rid of their Sadas, we got rid of a lot of good stuff, but the more we get rid of, the Roaring Moon can start one-hit KOing us, but that's okay because they have to retreat here unless they want to just keep doing 60 damage, or they can put more Ancient Box onto their bench. It's all up to them. So right now they're already at 19 cards, guys. Like, we just need like 4 more turns maximum, and they still haven't taken a prize card. So we have a total of 5 turns until we basically lose to try to deck them out. They do run multiple Super Rods, a few Pal Pad, so they can recycle cards. But if we are able to mill that out, they are at a very sticky situation. 16 cards now, so 4 more turns, exactly 4 attack from Great Tusk for us to knock it out. They're getting, I think we already mill one of their superior energy retrieval, so they're completely out. But I guess it doesn't matter because I'm not knocking out their Pokemon anyways. But right now, I'm guessing they're getting another Roaring Moon. They have to get, yeah. Are they gonna try to attack with Koraidon until I promote a new one up? Okay, they got Ancient Booster Capsule. It's not like I'm attacking. Yeah, so they knocked this out, which took them 2 turns. We really need to hit the Sada on this Pokegear. Our Explorer Guidance with a double turbo energy. Heavy Ball, we're going to use that first because we didn't really price check. The pricing isn't too bad. I feel like sometimes the double turbo energy is needed, but only 1 is prized, not too bad. So now we Pokegear. So we hit both. Sada is the move since we already have energy in our discard pile. We did both here. And we hit the neutralization zone, which does not matter in this matchup at all because all their Pokemon is not EX or V. Yeah, I was digging for energy here, but we did lose the Great Tusk. But at least we got the Earthen Vessel. So now that's all the energies we have left in our deck. I think we prized 2, right? Well, we still get to mill 4. We put the Pal Pad to put back the supporters. Making sure we can always chain those supporters. Come on, we mill 4 more. We are basically 2 turns away, guys. They have to retreat here to knock out my Great Tusk, or else they're so slow down. Yeah, they did retreat, and then they attached the 1 dark energy probably, or they use Sada. If they use Sada, yeah, I don't think they'll use Sada because that way we can just keep. It's just like a faster way for us to win. All right, once again, we're in a sticky situation. We need to hit a Ancient Supporter in our draw. We do have Raiding Greninja, since we do have 1 energy in our hand. And we have the double turbo as well. Yeah, so I decided to hit the Radiant Greninja. Hopefully we hit a supporter, and we hit the Sada. So right now we should get another Great Tusk out. I'm thinking right here because I forgot if I have any more left in my deck, which is why I use Artisan to not waste a nest ball. But yeah, I'm checking my deck here to see what I have left. I'm completely out of Great Tusk, but literally we are about to win. They have 10 cards left in their deck. We Sada here, get 3 more cards. We got another Sada ready to go next turn. 4 more cards to their discard pile. So I'm checking, I see 1 Pal Pad. I don't see any Super Rod been used yet here. So they could Super Rod something back. So we might need like 2 more turns. A little more than 2 if they Pal Pad or Super Rod things back. What are they gonna do here? Yep, they have the Pal Pad, which gets 2, so they put them at 7. So 2 turns for us. 2 turns. Unless they Super Rod, it'll be 3 turns. Do they have the Super Rod? They do not have the Super Rod. Maybe it's prize? I feel like most Ancient Box decks should run Super Rod. Alright, we have the Sada here. We do need to hit Night Stretcher. If we don't get Night Stretcher, it's kind of rough for us. I think I'm getting the Forest Seal Stone to get the Night Stretcher. I don't even remember when we deck checked to see if we have Night Stretcher. Oh, we have 1 left, which is fine because we only need 2 turns. So we get the Tusk, and then we're gonna use the Sada to power it up. Let's just draw 3. Prime Catcher. We can Prime Catcher up the Koraidon to stall. And then we make sure we put the Pidgeot back into the deck. We don't want them to boss that up and take a 2 prizer there. Prime Catcher up the Koraidon. 2 energy needed in order to retreat. We're in really good standing here. Even if they're able to Super Rod back any cards, they still need 2 more turns in order to attack. Unless they want to Sada and just automatically lose. Which I feel like the smart move is to Sada if you have the Pal Pad or Super Rod. Yeah, they're Sadaing to attack with Koraidon here. Because you have to knock this out. Do they have the Super Rod? Do they have another Pal Pad? They do have the Super Rod. That's 3 cards. We still win though. It's only 3. They need a Super Rod in order to extend more time. I think they have Earthen Vessel in hand or something. Or do they have the energy in hand? They need 1 more energy. Yeah, they have Earthen Vessel, which then puts them down at only 2 cards. Luckily, we already have Explorer Guidance in hand and the double turbo. We can attach a double turbo, use Explorer Guidance, and that's literally GG if they can't do anything else. They retreat, making sure they can knock out this Great Tusk. They're praying that I don't have another Ancient Supporter. And yeah, that's nothing else they can do with only 2 cards left in their deck. We have all the key pieces we need in our hand in order to completely deck them out. Let's see what we draw here, even though we already have the winning cards in our hand. Another Guidance. We get that. We can get, doesn't really matter what we get here. But if they didn't deck out, so I got the Pidgeot V, so that way we don't deck out. Because we know we're out of Night Stretcher. We mill them with their last 2 cards. That ends our turn, and when they can't draw a card, it's GG. Alright, our last and final game, we got to choose the coin flip. We chose head, so we lost. But like I said, we don't really care if we go first or second. So let's see what they decide to do here. And like I said, we are recording this, just the voiceover. I already played this game. I know we're going against Dragapult, so they probably want to go first, which is exactly what they chose. They want to go first to start setting up their Dragapult EX, attach their 1 energy that they need. We start with Great Tusk and a double turbo. It'll be amazing right here if we can get Explorer Guidance. If not, we can just always use the Earthen Vessel to get the fighting energy into our discard pile to use Sada. So we are able to mill them our very first turn, which is good, especially against Dragapult. Dragapult is a really rough matchup, especially when they can start just attacking. We want to like try to mill out their rare candies and their energy. Their energy count is very low. They started off with just a mana fee, which is horrible. They need to at least set up Dragapult, or not Dragapult, Dreepy. So this is good for us though. So we get our nest ball to get out another Great Tusk. That way we can, in case there's no way for them to attack next turn since they don't have anything else set up. But it's always nice to have just in case, depending on the matchup, of course. So now we mill them for 4. We have Explorer Guidance in hand, and we have Pokegear in hand as well. We mill a Counter Catcher, Raining Out Kazam, a Turo, which is pretty good. Just because sometimes we try to trap them with Mawile. They pass again. Is their hand like that bad? So we just Explorer Guidance here. We just keep milling them. And we haven't deck check, which I should have with the first nest ball. But I might as well get the heavy ball, right? And then we only run 4 Night Stretcher. And I know Dragapult can attack us like crazy. So we gotta save our Night Stretcher to bring back a Great Tusk. So our prizing is not too bad. We do have 1 Night Stretcher in there, so we only have 3 left, or 3 total in the deck. But we're starting off really well since they can't set up anything. We got rid of 1 Dreepy, 1 Rare Candy. I believe they run 3, I believe, because they only need like 1 Rare Candy to use, and the rest they just start evolving on their bench to Dragcloak. They can finally set up now. I'm guessing they're gonna get a Lumineon here to try to get Arven. And that's exactly what they did. Lumineon lets you search out for a supporter. Arven lets you get out a tool and an item card, which is most likely Buddy Poffin to try to set up their Pokemon. But they are 2 turns behind. That's just more cards for us to start milling. And we also mill their Super Rod as well, so that's very good. Any card that lets them recycle is probably the best thing you can mill. And stadium cards. If we can mill their stadiums, we put down a neutralization zone and they cannot attack at all. Which I believe Dragapult runs maybe 2. I know for sure they probably have Collapse Stadium. Right now I'm discarding some energies that thin out my deck, which we only have 1 left in the deck. We use Pokegear to hit. I'm going to take the Guidance here since our Great Tusk is already loaded up. That way we can get more cards into our hand. Probably the Night Stretcher. The Artisan to get more Great Tusks out. I decided not to take. Yeah, I think it should be the Night Stretcher. I'm taking the Pokegear. Oh, just because I don't have a supporter next turn. But we did lose a Pal Pad and a Night Stretcher, so we only have 2 to work with. But we do have all our Great Tusks in our deck. So we have a total of 6 attacks we can do, which is perfect because they only have 6 Sparks Guard. So we mill 4 here. We mill the Neo Upper Energy, which is so good. And they're running Duskull, which could be scary because they can take multiple prizes with the Great Tusk. So that's pretty good. But I'm guessing they're running Night Stretcher too, so they can get back their Duskull. Artisan, I'm guessing, for another Dreepy. I feel like you really need to try to like set up more like a Pidgeot EX for sure. But I guess they only have 3 cards in their hand. We know 2 of them is energy. So they can start attacking here and then placing damage around, which doesn't really matter. Whatever damage it does, it can't completely knock you out. They just put the damage one on front anyways. Yeah, like 30 damage. Even if they do 60 next turn, they can't do a double KO. So right now we really need to hit a supporter here. We got Capsule, not too bad of a card. Kind of helps. I would just put it in the bench. But yeah, we Artisan first because thinning is winning, guys. Thinning is winning because we really need to hit a supporter to keep milling them. We got the Explorer Guidance. We don't need Sada because our Great Tusk is already set up. We got the Pidgeot. We don't want to get rid of that. And we got the Neutralization Zone. I looked at it, the Pidgeot, I realized I can just get it back with Night Stretcher, which is why I'm thinking about it. It's nice to have the Sada ready for next turn. We attach a double turbo. So all our Great Tusk is already lock and loaded, ready to attack. All we need is a supporter every turn to keep milling them. We're about to mill 4 more cards. And we got rid of the Collapse Stadium. That's one of their stadium for sure. Are they running 2 though? That's the question. If they're not running a second one, we could put Neutralization Zone down next turn, which basically means they can't attack us at all. But we got Iono, which isn't too bad. We only have 14 cards in our deck, so we're gonna draw 6 anyways. We do hit the Counter Catcher, so we can stall for a little bit, making them waste their energy. But we don't have a support in hand, so we need to hit the Pokegear. We know one Sada is at the bottom of the deck. I'm not completely sure how many Explorer Guidance and Sada I have left. We can also, like, if we hit a Nest Ball, we can always check. Or we can just use ours on a check, actually. They got Night Stretcher. Are they going to bring back the Duskull to try to take a double KO kind of vibe? They're using their Forest Seal Stone here to get 1 card. Yeah, I really think a good option for me is to play that stadium soon. I really don't think they run any other stadium. Maybe like Jamming Tower or Temple of Sinnoh, but Temple of Sinnoh stops them too because they've used the Neo Upper Energy. I got 1 card from Pidgeot EX. They're just getting draw support just in case whatever cards they need to get. And then there's the attack. So, okay, they're doing all 60 onto the Great Tusk, which does not matter. Like I said, we just promote that one up. And then they're going to do 200 to it anyways. We're not scared. We're only scared if we don't hit the supporter right here. We got the Greninja, but I think we're out of energy. Why am I even using that? Oh, no, we shuffle it back in. All right, never mind. We do have energy. So now we're trying to get more cards, more resources. So we don't even have to use the Pokegear here. We can get the Night Stretcher to bring back another Great Tusk here. To use the Sada to power that one up. And then I think we should use the Pokemon Catcher to try to bring up like the Lumineon so they can't. They have to use their energy to retreat. We always Pal Pad in. We're running low on the deck, and I think we only have 1 Night Stretcher left, and our Pidgeot is in our discard pile. So we do need that Night Stretcher if we don't want to deck out. They only have 7 cards left after they draw here, so we need 2 more turns. 2 more turns to win. They need 4 more prizes. We're in good standing, and we have Sada in hand, which means we can definitely do another 4 next turn, putting them down at 3, and they draw. That's only 2 left. 2 more turns, guys. They had put down Rotom V, and they insta charge for 3. I think we milled all their energy, guys. Yeah, I'm questioning them. I was like, why are you drawing more? But I think they're out of energy. So we just Sada for turn to mill 3. I'm looking right here. I think they're out of energies. We mill them for 3, and that's GG. It's definitely an annoying deck, but it's really fun to play, depending who you are as a player.
If you guys made it this far into the video, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the content, don't forget to check out my other videos right over here. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and then we'll see you guys in the next video. Whoosh.